Invite us to come in. Invite us to come in. Invite us to come in. Invite us to come in.
It was a chilly October evening, and I had stayed late at the university lab, engrossed in my research. By the time I decided to head home, it was nearing midnight. The campus was deserted, and the only sounds were my footsteps echoing off the concrete. As I walked to my car, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. Brushing it off as paranoia, I got into my car and started my journey home. Driving through the rural roads that led to my house, I replayed the events of the day in my mind. Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I saw two figures standing by the side of the road. I slowed down and saw that they were children, a boy and a girl, standing eerily still. They appeared to be hitchhiking, a rare sight in these parts, especially at this hour. Against my better judgment, I pulled over and rolled down the window. "Do you need a ride?" I asked, trying to mask my unease. The children nodded in unison, their faces pale and expressionless. They were dressed in outdated clothes, and there was something profoundly unsettling about them. I unlocked the doors, and they climbed in silently. The boy sat in the front seat, while the girl took the back. As soon as they settled in, a feeling of dread washed over me. I glanced at the boy and saw his eyes, completely black, devoid of whites or irises. My heart raced, and I quickly looked at the girl through the rearview mirror. Her eyes were the same. "Where are you headed?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady.
Our house is just up the road.
The boy replied in a monotone voice. The temperature in the car seemed to drop, and an oppressive atmosphere filled the air.
Can you take us home?
The girl asked, her voice just as flat and emotionless. There was an insistence in her tone that made me grip the steering wheel tighter. I started driving, feeling a growing sense of unease. The road ahead was dark and narrow, surrounded by dense woods. The children's presence was suffocating, and the further we drove, the more my instincts screamed at me to get away. After what felt like an eternity, the boy spoke again.
Turn left here.
His voice was commanding, and I obeyed without thinking. We turned onto a dirt road that led to an old, decrepit house.
This is it.
I stopped the car, eager to get them out. They both turned to me, their black eyes boring into mine.
Thank you,
the boy said, his voice sending chills down my spine. They got out of the car and walked towards the house without looking back. I watched them disappear into the shadows, then sped away as fast as I could. Back home, I locked all the doors and tried to rationalize what had happened. But their black eyes haunted me. I couldn't sleep, plagued by nightmares of those chilling stares. Over the next few days, I discovered the legend of the black-eyed children, a chilling tale of strange children with completely black eyes who appear at doorsteps or car windows with a single request: to be let in. Their presence evokes a feeling of dread, and those who encounter them report similar experiences to mine. The legend is filled with real-life accounts. A prison guard once encountered a pair of black-eyed children who begged to be let into his home. A nurse, coming off a late shift, was approached by two children in a hospital parking lot who insisted on needing a ride. A journalist documented an encounter where black-eyed children knocked on his door late at night, asking to come inside. Each account detailed the same unsettling elements: the insistence on being invited in, the feeling of dread, and those signature black eyes. Several theories attempt to explain these encounters. Some speculate that the children are aliens, specifically hybrids of humans and the infamous gray aliens, sent to observe and interact with humans. Others suggest they might be hungry ghosts, drawing parallels with Chinese folklore, where spirits seek sustenance and cause misfortune if denied. Another theory is that they are a form of vampires, given their aversion to entering uninvited and the foul odor often associated with both vampires and black-eyed children. Some even believe these beings could be demons disguised as children, aiming to deceive and prey on unsuspecting individuals. Despite the various theories, the true nature of these encounters remains a mystery. Could they be elaborate pranks, or is there something more sinister at play? The unexplainable elements and the sheer number of similar reports continue to fuel the legend of the black-eyed children. To this day, I avoid that road, and the memory of those black-eyed children serves as a constant reminder to trust my instincts. Be wary of strangers at your door, especially children, and trust your gut when something feels amiss. If you liked this story, support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And remember, the abyss is waiting for you.